Absolutely. A lot of what you have mentioned up to this point revolves around community.
Yes.
And I think that that's so brilliant because that's one of the things that's near and dear to my heart. My story lacked community. I was very isolated during my hardest, darkest times. Community to me is everything now.
Mm.
Everything that I do revolving my business, revolving my life is around people. How important has it been during your journey to make sure that you have a close knit people, something close to you,
Oh
helping
my
you
gosh.
through that?
Critical. I cannot fathom anything that I've experienced in life if my community wasn't there. That is literally why it's called widowhood. I am from Chicago. The word hood is your community. And that community to me starts at the basis of my siblings. I am one of five. My oldest, there's four girls and one guy, our brother. And I feel like my parents gave me my siblings. If I didn't get to go out to play, I had everybody in my household that I needed. And after a while, they would just thrust us outside. My siblings and I come together in Raleigh when I came home and called and said that I had breast cancer. It was a very short conversation. We had, I don't know if we were all on the phone, but after that, I said, I can't talk to you guys right now. I need to catch my breath. They immediately went into action. They started researching. The next day, they called me back. These are the two medical facilities close to your home. This is the doctors that you need to see. This is what you need to do. One of my sisters came in to be able to take me to treatment, was the spearhead. And even every experience in my life, my siblings are my first go-to with that. Beyond that, I am so blessed to have a wonderful network of community and friends, whether it's from people from my church, people from work. Actually, in my podcast, the story that's going on now is telling the story of my grief from my perspective and from my family and then from my friends. A lot of times people feel like when you're going through something difficult that people run away. I am grateful to say that my friends and my family, they have leaned in hard. No one ran. They have been my strength to be able to experience everything, even to the point when I relocated from Pennsylvania to Virginia, and I thought that I was okay, and I thought that I was functioning to back to being myself. I'll say one of my girlfriends, Allison, came over and she called me on it. She said, "You're not talking. You're in the house. You're not doing something." And this isn't good. And I remember standing at the doorway crying and saying, "It's just so ugly. This is just so horrible." And she said, "I don't care. I'm coming in. I don't care how ugly it is. And I won't let that happen." And she drugged me out of that house. She took me out to eat and I returned to therapy. My community leans in. They hold me accountable. They encourage me. They motivate me. It is everything. And my children have seen that and they have leaned into the people in my community and they have started to create their own. My son has a group of friends. He lives here now in Virginia, but he has a group of friends that he calls his wolf pack in Pennsylvania. And his friends, they are everything. And my daughter still has people that she knew from Pennsylvania that are her core people. And they've seen the value of that and what that does for you. So community is so important. And one of the things with the podcast and the nonprofit I have is for people to realize, even though the journey of grief may be difficult, you are not alone. That the widowhood is there with you going through that experience. We're there to share. We're there to encourage. Because when you know that you're not alone, it makes it a little bit easier. Not that misery loves company, but when you're going through life, you want to have someone with you.
Yeah.
And what more of a greater time than when you're grieving?
Yeah.